Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Soccermag. I'm once again joined by Junaid Hardenberg, and today we're doing something a little different. The week's a bit different, so we're going to be doing our first Liverpool episode. Hopefully once a week we're going to try to do a Liverpool update, talk about our opinions. You know, we're both Liverpool supporters. I don't think we hide that fact. And I think this weekend was a good weekend for Liverpool. Great result versus Bournemouth and still top of the league. I'm not sure what your thoughts are, just briefly on the overall weekend.
Overall weekend, good week for Liverpool. Important win against Bournemouth, a tough Bournemouth. We obviously saw Arsenal got the win against City.
Yeah.
So they also still in the title race with us. But I think it's ours to lose. We went against a very good Bournemouth team. I think anybody going to Bournemouth would struggle with the form they're in. Also, I think they're 11 unbeaten.
Yeah, I think they got the longest unbeaten run in the league. And I think it's also one of those games where Liverpool didn't play well, they didn't play badly, but that game could have gone, it could have been 2-0 Bournemouth.
Could have gone
easily.
Either way.
Like on another day, Liverpool lose that game 2-0. I think there was like some moments of luck that we got, but you need that. And I think overall can't really complain. I think most players played well. I think also just going back to that Arsenal-Man City game, I think as soon as Haaland makes it 1-1, I was like, another perfect weekend. And then just that last half an hour, City just completely capitulated. It was like, they just respect to Arsenal, they did, they deserved to win that. I don't think they destroyed Man City. But I think you could just see after City equalised, they didn't have a shot. And the mistakes they were making, I mean, Foden's pass to give Thomas Partey the ball for their second goal. It's like, why are you going across your goal from there? Why are you doing these stupid things? But I think it's going to be exciting. And I think Liverpool, the thing about it is that it's completely in Liverpool's hands. Like you said, it's like, if we lose this title race, it's down to us. Because I think the most points Arsenal can get is 92. And the most we can get is 101 or something like that. So we just need to win 12 more games. No questions asked. Win 12 games and you win the league. Simple as that. So, Any other thoughts?
So what did you think about the Bournemouth game?
I thought it was a really good game, and I was super nervous going into it because, like we said, Bournemouth have been taking some, they've been cracking some skulls recently. And at Bournemouth, similar to Nottingham Forest, not a lot of people go there and get points. The way they play is super difficult to, they defend really well. Their defense is good, but they're also so lethal on the counter-attack.
Also, how they thrashed Forest the week before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, we clawed a point back against Forest, and then they go and beat them 5-0, probably like 1 or 2 weeks later. And even just on a side note, Forest beating Brighton 7-0 was insane. That felt like every time I left the room for 5 minutes, there was another goal. But I think lots of positives to take out of the Liverpool game, and we move on. I mean, Everton away next weekend is going to, or next week.
Next match week.
Yeah, next match week. It's the same match week technically, but it's
same match week.
I don't know why they've done that.
Double game week.
We have 2 games in between this game. Doesn't make any sense. But double game week, triple captain Mo Salah. You know how we do
triple
it.
Captain.
Sitting on 100 and something points.
Whew.
But Everton as well. It's going to be a difficult game. And Everton also seem to have, under David Moyes, improved, and it's at the perfect time, obviously, when we're about to play them. But I think overall from the game, positives to take away.
It could have gone anyway, though. That miss. That if that had to go
I thought
in,
that was a goal. I honestly thought it was a goal.
And it's 1-1. Yeah. At Bournemouth, that crowd.
Even their offside goal to make it 1-1, I think that was barely offside, but they make it 1-1 there. They're putting us under so much pressure. Alisson's having to work so hard. It just felt like, I mean, I was looking at the stats. I can get them up again now. It was basically 50-50 in every department. It wasn't like one team dominated. It's like Liverpool had 50.6%, Bournemouth had 49.4%. It's like Liverpool had 19 shots, Bournemouth had 14. That's not that different. Passes pretty similar. Touches pretty similar. Tackles basically one difference. Clearances, same amount of corners. So it was just a really, really even game. And you'd probably say from Bournemouth's perspective, they're unlucky to not get a draw. But and going back to Mo Salah, it's like he's taken over. He's past Frank Lampard now.
Yeah,
he's 7 or 8 off Andy Cole, a couple of Aguero. I think this season he takes that. I think he'll go past Aguero 100%. Yeah. But 9 more goals, I don't know.
It's Fib and he's on 21 goals already.
Like, I think it's possible for him to get 9 more goals. It's just, I don't know. It's just like 9 to get 30 goals in a season. I think he's only done that once before, and that was when he broke the record. So, and it doesn't. I think if he stays at Liverpool, he's gonna maybe even pass Harry Kane because he's like 30 something goals away. Yeah. If he stays with 2 more seasons at Liverpool, he's easily going past Harry Kane. But yeah, I think also his assists. I think they were showing the other forwards, and it's like Haaland's got now probably 1 or 2 less goals than Salah, but Salah's got like 15 assists and 21 goals. He's leading both by far. So yeah, this week on Thursday, I believe Liverpool are playing in Spurs. They are 1-0 down in aggregate.
Yep.
So it will be another interesting one, but that it is at Anfield, and realistically, I think Liverpool have a very good chance of getting past Spurs here, because even though Spurs
they won
finally this weekend, and it's been probably like 7 or 8 games since they've won in the Premier League. And we know that they're inconsistent and they can do anything on the day, but I don't see Liverpool. I mean, maybe with Trent's apparently injured now, he's going for scans or something, but Conor Bradley can do a job.
Conor Bradley's perfect.
I don't think. I mean, even if I don't know, he'll probably go 100% like strong, because we're playing Plymouth on the weekend or something. So that will be all of like Robertson back at centre back, Simicas back at left back kind of thing. PSV Mark 2. Case will probably play that game.
What did you think of that game, PSV?
I honestly didn't really care. It was like, if we had drawn that game, it would have been nice. If we had won that game, it would have been nice. But I was like impressed with the way that team played. I don't think they played badly, and PSV are a good side.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like Jadon Dance, Chiesa, Elliott, like the young guys, also the guys that hadn't really gotten minutes.
Yeah.
Robertson at centre back, like I was joking now. I mean, there wasn't really much hope of us getting anything out that game. I think would have been nice to get a point, but at the end of the day, we still finished top, and I don't think it was like an embarrassing loss or anything.
It's also important for us to rest the big guys for this Bournemouth clash.
I think even Cody getting 50 minutes was like, that was more the emotional aspect of him going back to his previous team. But I think like Chiesa got minutes in his legs and he looked better. That was probably the best we've seen him play for Liverpool so far this season.
But then he wasn't included in the match day.
I think that was probably resting him for Plymouth or something. I don't know.
There's something weird going on with him. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think he's clearly like he's got something wrong with his fitness. I don't know.
Yeah.
But maybe he just has been. I actually don't get it, because he's like a professional athlete.
Yeah, exactly.
And I get the Premier League's more intense and these things, but it's been like 7 or 8 months.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, come on.
It's like
let's be real. Yeah. I'm not going to be ready in 8 months to play in the Premier League. But
you'll make an appearance and then you'll disappear for a while and then you'll come back. So
I don't know. I don't think it's bad blood or anything. Maybe this guy's just made of glass and he needs to like be built up slowly, or
I don't know.
But I do think that PSV, that was the best we've seen him play for Liverpool. I think he did look good.
Yeah.
Even playing on both sides, it was nice to see him play on the left as well. Jadon Dance, I thought, did really well with the limited amount of ball he had. It felt like for a lot of the game he was like battling, like wrestling
to get something decent.
Like he was getting. It was a super physical game for him. I think the defenders of PSV were all over him, not like committing fouls, but it was like he had to wrestle and come back. Like he was playing as like a target forward.
Yeah, exactly.
And it felt like I haven't seen him do that really. So it was interesting to see him do that. I think Harvey Elliott definitely could have played better. I think he started well, but then I think near the last half an hour tailed off a bit. I think Robertson actually played decently well at centre back. I was surprised. I thought his like passing was good. And I have been a huge critic of Robbo this season.
Shame.
But I think Endo did decently. I thought McConnell did really well. I think I really liked how he played. So I don't know what your thoughts on the game are, but I think that's just. I thought it was tick the box, as in like give experience, get minutes, rest. Still ended top. We didn't lose anything.
Yeah, so it wasn't important. It wasn't that important. It was important, but not that.
Yeah, I mean, if Barca had like overtaken us in the table, I would have been like, come on, guys. Now it's like maybe we play a more difficult team. But I'm not sure if you've seen the draw. It's like, so the first draw was made, And I saw Barcelona either going to play.
I think it's PSG, Brest,
Monaco. I think it's one of them. Benfica, something like that.
Four,
So, I mean, PSG. I don't want to get PSG, but I think that's definitely not a bad group of teams to get. Then I think obviously City getting Real Madrid. That's a nice one. One of them must get out as soon as possible. Who would you want to get knocked out of those two? Real Madrid or City?
Probably Madrid.
Yeah, definitely. Madrid, I think
just because our past Madrid, I know we beat them this season, but just that's our bogey team.
Yeah, no, and I think after watching City against Arsenal or City so far this season, they're so beatable. I mean, even in the Champions League, they're still City and they have Haaland and they have De Bruyne and they have great players, but there's something fundamentally just broken there that they are weak. They are just exposed defensively.
Yeah.
So you play well against City over two legs. In one of the two, you could blow them away 5-1 and be chilled. But Real Madrid, just in the Champions League, they always start slowly and then by the end,
they win.
Even if they get dominated, they still just win games. Yeah. And I think we wanted to get revenge. We got revenge in the group stages. No need to get revenge again. Don't let them get revenge now. Just get it over with. Get Real Madrid out of there.
So back to
the League Cup against Arsenal.
No, we get Tottenham.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Spurs.
Spurs. Yeah.
Spurs. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that game? How do you think it's going to go?
I think Liverpool take it. Prediction wise, I think I'm looking for a thrashing.
I think that would be nice.
I think because I think we gave them hope in that first leg.
Yeah.
With that 1-0.
It was a combination of, I think both teams didn't play well in that first leg, and then obviously Bergvall getting that goal after he should have been sent off, but things happen.
Yeah.
But I think Liverpool particularly didn't play well that game. So
I'm thinking maybe a 3-0.
I think Spurs will get a goal.
You think so?
There's just something about them. I think even when we beat them 6-3, there's just something about their attack that it just causes problems to every team they play against. They feel like they always score at least one. Their defense is just not good enough. So maybe the 3-1 or like a 4-1. I'd love like a 4-1 or 4-0. Just send them packing, ruin all their hopes for the season. I mean, I'd take a 2-0 to be honest, but just a 4-1 thrashing, 3-1. I'll go 3-1. Just give Spurs something. Because I think that guys are going to be fired up. They want to win all the trophies possible. They probably will be a bit disappointed of the last game against Spurs. And lineup-wise, do you want to do like a lineup prediction?
Lineup prediction? I think you start go strong. The only thing I think Nunes comes in.
Yeah, I agree.
For Diaz. I think that was the only... Maybe in the midfield he'll make another change.
Maybe start Curtis Jones.
Or Elliot. I'm not sure Elliot, maybe more Curtis Jones.
Yeah. Maybe Curtis instead of Szoboszlai.
I think Szoboszlai is the one that he rotates the most. So I think Curtis Jones for Szoboszlai.
And I think Bradley has to start because Trent's injured.
Yeah, Bradley. I think Bradley starts.
Tsimikas or Robertson? Maybe you go Tsimikas because Robertson started 2 games in a row.
Yeah, I think he got Tsimikas just because Robertson started 2 games in a row. And he had that issue with his fitness at the beginning of the season. So I think he rests Robertson for this one.
I think it's like the team's in a nice spot where he can make a couple changes. We know pretty much like Cody's probably going to start, Mo's going to start, McAllister's going to start, Gravenberch is going to start, and then Alisson, Van Dijk and Konate.
Do you think he goes Konate and Van Dijk again for this one?
I think because of the Plymouth game on the weekend, I think he's going to...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, he can play whoever he wants against Plymouth realistically with no disrespect. Like, he can play Kwanzaa and Endo at centre back against Plymouth, like Southampton. Was it Southampton? No, it was Accrington.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to go as strong as possible because it's like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Like, it's basically a normal game week break. Yeah. So, yeah, I think go strong. And then speaking of some of the changes, it's obviously, I think it's deadline day at the time of filming. And I think Liverpool fans are a bit disappointed that we're not strengthening. Yeah. But also there are a couple of players that might leave, like Jayden Danns. We said, he played well against PSV. Leaving on loan. I think they said McConnell's 100% staying, which I think is good. Cade Gordon's going on loan. I don't know. I think it's one of those things where we wanted players in.
Yeah.
And to lose bodies, especially a forward with Chiesa, we were talking now that he's super inconsistent fitness-wise. Jota even probably worse, that he plays 1 week and then he's out for 3 weeks, out for 4 weeks, out for a couple months. you can't rely on even though they're better players, you can't rely on them consistently. And if it gets to the last, say it gets to like March and Chiesa's injured, Jota's injured inevitably, which is going to happen. I think there's no way Jota stays fit for the rest of the season. And then maybe Mo or, I don't know, Diaz or someone picks up a knock. It's like...
Yeah, you're looking light there.
You're looking super light there. And I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm just a bit confused with the Jaden Dan's transfer. Just because of how Slot was talking so highly about him. I think a couple of weeks ago. I think after the...
Oh, was it like this, like one of the Carabao Cup games or the...
Yeah. I think the game that he started. So he was talking so highly.
Was it Southampton or something?
I think it was Southampton.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. But he was talking so highly about him, like how he sees him as the replacement striker and all this kind of stuff. And now he's going out on loan. It doesn't make sense to me. Also, I think he's really good. And every game that he comes on, he scores. Yeah. It's like his conversion rate is great. I don't think that's a... I know he needs the minutes, maybe.
Yeah, I think it has to be an experience thing of trying to send him to the championship and get in some extra minutes or something.
But also, like, personally, how much does that help? Because look at Bajcetic, his situation. I think he got...
They just changed his loan club now.
They changed his loan club. He wasn't getting minutes. So, like, is it beneficial to them or is it better for them to stay at Liverpool and actually...
And I think it's also... I think, like, you can see where it works. Like, I mean, Ben Dokes, like... He's apparently doing super well in the championship, and like, but the thing is, he's getting minutes every week, and he's playing. He's getting way more. I mean, he's not going to play ahead of Mo Salah, whereas like Jaden Dan's, I think we've seen, maybe he isn't getting as many minutes as he would like to, but with Jota constantly being injured, he's essentially our backups. Like you said, it's Darwin and then him, because Jota's making a cameo for 2-3 weeks every month. If we keep going in the FA Cup. Even, I mean, now Carabao Cup's going to the final. Maybe not. Maybe something off the bench in the final or something. But I can see there are minutes to be played for him. Whereas someone like Ben Doak, there isn't minutes to be played. We're not in the Europa League. So it's one of those, I get it, because he does need to play more. He probably needs to play every week.
Yeah.
But the concern is when Jota and Chiesa are inevitably out again, then what? I think that's the biggest concern. And then going to someone like Cade Gordon, I mean... He's been injured a lot. He's not going to start on the left wing. He's not going to start on the right wing.
Yeah.
Go out, get minutes, get fit. Like,
that makes sense.
Get back to your strength. Like, that's... And wingers wise, if you're a winger in the academy, go out on loan. You're not going to play. We got too many. Striker, and it's just because Jota is always injured. McConnell, I'm happy that he's staying, because I think especially against PSV, he looked completely comfortable. He looked like he could play first team regularly. Yeah. And I think midfield's one of those areas where we need to rotate that a lot, because these guys are running so much. Like, it was good for Gravenberch to get a break, because he was starting like every single game and playing 90 minutes of every game. But other than those three, I think the disappointment is not signing a player. I know people wanted to left back.
Why do you think that is?
I think Liverpool are weird when it comes to January. I think they kept saying we will wait for an opportunity, like with Gakpo and Diaz. I mean, Van Dijk we signed in January pretty much but we would have signed him in that main window if we didn't get in trouble with Southampton or whatever.
Yeah. But I'm asking because this is Slot's second window now, and he's still made one signing.
Yeah, just Chiesa. I don't think it's because of money. I think Liverpool.
Yeah.
I mean, we bid like 100 something more for Caicedo like 18 months ago, and we didn't buy anyone with that.
Yeah.
So we got money in the bank. We didn't buy anyone last window. It's probably just because they're like, the players they want to buy will be cheaper at the end of the season. They'll have pre-season. It'll be easier for them to integrate into the team. It probably won't, like, for example, if they want to replace Robertson at left back, it probably won't help the ecosystem of the squad if like one of the senior players who's been like a star but also like great friends with everyone in the team is like, okay, cheers, like, you out now by signing a new left back. Or I don't know what other positions. I mean, centre back would be nice, because Konate also, similar to Jota, as soon as he builds form, he's out for a month or 3 weeks or 2 weeks, and then he takes another couple weeks to get back to his best, and then he's injured again and again. So, and Gomez as well. I mean, he's been fit for a while, but also now that he's injured, we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
yeah, centre back would have been nice, but I think also Liverpool in a difficult spot where Konate and Van Dijk are starting every game. I mean, Quanta's a really, really good young centre back, but he's not really getting minutes unless it's rotation. So it's very difficult to convince a guy to sign for you. I don't know. Right back wise, I think we chilled. Midfield, I think we're good in midfield.
Yeah,
besides
good in midfield,
maybe someone to help Gravenberch rotate, like getting Supermendy what we wanted to do at the start. But I think Gravenberch is so good in this role now that it's probably even difficult to convince someone like him to come and like, I'm not going to, be on the bench.
Yeah.
So I think Liverpool's squads makes it difficult to get guys, especially in January. Because striker, we're not going to get a striker.
I think January is more for like emergency buys, just to someone to slot in immediately if you have a crisis maybe. But
I mean, like with Diaz and Gakpo, it was like we want to get these guys at the end of the season, but they're leaving now, so we have to get them now. I don't think that's happened. But if you look at a lot of the teams, it feels like Arsenal, that bid for Watkins, I don't know if that was just PR or what, but they were never going to get Watkins, realistically. They're not doing anything, and they probably need players more than us. Chelsea, they'll always do something. I'm pretty sure they're doing something behind the scenes. United, they got the left wing back, but again, they need so many players. City are treating it like it's the end of like the beginning of the season with all the players they're signing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like January is just always difficult, especially for Premier League teams because they get charged so much money. Like I feel like United paying 35 mil for this left back, that left wing back. It's like, dude, I'm be honest, I didn't even know. I don't know who he is. Yeah, like 35 mil is quite a lot. So it's interesting times. I don't know. I don't think Liverpool are probably going to sign, I reckon, 3 or 4 players minimum at the end of the season, though.
I think so.
I think 100% left back. I think that's guaranteed.
Left back, yes.
I reckon a centre back because they have to start. I mean, you need Joe Gomez. I think is going to leave at the end of the season. I think it's he was close to leaving at the end of last season. Gomez is probably going, and it also depends on who signs the contracts and who stays.
Yeah, exactly.
So, as much as it would hurt, if Trent leaves, we have to sign a right back. If Mo leaves, we have to sign a right wing. Case isn't that guy. I think maybe a striker. I could see Darwin maybe moving on or just getting another striker anywhere. Yeah, I think it's going to be busy at the end of the season, but now it would have been nice, but I can also understand it. I can understand it. Why spend money for the sake of spending money? I think we've been lucky, touch wood, with our injuries. So, yeah, I don't know. If you could have a dream signing at the end of the season, who would it be?
Oh, dream signing.
Besides Mbappe or something.
That's a tough one, eh? Who would you go for?
Robertson leaving? No, I'm joking.
Stay with Robertson.
I'm joking. I'm joking. I don't want Robertson to leave. I'm just joking. That's a tough one. I don't know. I actually don't really know what kind of player Liverpool go for. I mean, obviously, Kirkes looks good. Anthony Robinson from Fulham looks good. But you can't really see our dream signings a left back.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on. That's weird.
There has to be a goal scorer.
I would say Trent, Mo, and Verge signing their contracts would be the dream signings.
Dream signing.
That would be... I was saying what would be really cool, and I hope they do this, but they won't. It'll be like WWE. When we're lifting the title at Anfield after the last game of the season, 3 guys walk out with briefcases, and they hand them out, open it up, and it's the contracts, and then they sign it there as they lift the trophy. I think that would be really cool. That would be... People would watch that forever. That would be an iconic moment, but things like that don't happen. But holding out, that's what's going to happen. But yeah. So yeah, thanks so much for joining me, Junaid. It's been nice to chat. And thanks for watching, guys. That has been Soccermag's episode focusing on Liverpool going into the semi-final of the Carabao Cup, chatting a little bit about the title race. And yeah, if you guys have any comments, if you support Liverpool, if you hate Liverpool, if you think we're stupid, as usual, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Sweet. Thanks, Junaid.
Thanks.